Hello, my name is Jennifer Skinner and this is my Theory to Practice presentation. So I had the opportunity to attend a small elementary school in a rural town called Augusta, Montana. Throughout my elementary years, I only had 7 other classmates, and this continued on throughout high school. One of the things I was very grateful for was having a smaller class size because not only did it create a safe learning environment, but it also allowed for an excellent teacher to student ratio in the classroom, which resulted in more differentiated and individualized instruction. One of the most influential teachers I had was Miss Bink, who was my 4th and 5th grade teacher. The reason Miss Bink was so influential is because she encouraged all students to become lifelong learners. She continually was offering positive feedback and constructive criticism. She integrated choice into educational projects. She created a student-centered learning environment. She also implemented engaging projects into the classroom. So there are a variety amount of structures in the classroom that I experienced throughout my elementary years that were both effective and not effective. Personally, I thought read aloud time was very effective. I also thought silent reading time was effective. Both of these times allowed us just to leisurely read and just find enjoyment in reading rather than it becoming a duty. We also had project-based learning, writer's workshop, bell work, and daily journal. Some of the structures I didn't find effective were daily oral language, various leveled reading groups, worksheets and workbook, and solely lecture time as well. We did have a teacher who would just lecture the whole time and send our assignment home with us, and that didn't allow us to ask questions, and it also was disengaging. Some memorable projects that I had in my educational experience, the opportunity to do a research project on China, and this was just great because it allowed me to create a project that I was invested in and research the culture, the flag, the symbolism behind the flag, and just a variety of aspects of this country, and create a book on it for my classmates. We also had a wax museum, which helped with our speaking and listening skills, and also a daily poetry journal, which I truly believe that developed a love for poetry in my life, just having the opportunity to practice it on a daily basis in the classroom. So some learning theories that resonate with me. Behaviorism, which was developed by B.F. Skinner. It is very teacher-centered and has extrinsic rewards, and also has just observable behaviors, and clear rules and procedures are set forth. I think this is important because I think it is important to have structure in the classroom in order to have strong classroom management. I also believe in constructivism, which was developed by Jerome Bruner, and this is more focused on learning through discovery and integrates scaffolding. And lastly, humanism, which was developed by Socrates and Plato, and that is more student-centered and integrates intrinsic motivation, and also requires a lot of reflective thinking and students reflecting on their own personal experiences. So the Common Core ELA strands, there's 4 of them, and it's reading, writing, speaking and listening, and language. And I believe it is important to integrate all 4 of these strands into the classroom, whether that be through presentation, silent reading time, a daily journal log, or having a vocabulary journal. So my ideal classroom layout, it would consist of having technology in the classroom, a reading center, and also having the students positioned in tables, which creates a collaborative learning environment. And lastly, having a table in which I could work with students one-on-one and have those daily just time with them to reflect upon their learning and be able to host writing workshops over at that table as well. Some strategies activities I hope to integrate into the classroom. I hope to have peer review time, writing workshop, reading workshop, project-based learning, integrating technology, also having group discussions throughout the class to allow me to be more of a facilitator and allow the students to just take charge of their learning, and also having a daily journal for students to write in. I also believe it's important for students to be able to integrate English language arts into all content areas. So a few examples I had of being able to do this would be for a history class, having students write a personal narrative about a historical character. For a math class, having students create a presentation showing how to solve a fraction multiplication problem. This allows students to practice those speaking and listening skills that are in the ELA strands. And for science, allowing students to explain the scientific method using poetry. I think this is a creative way for students to practice those writing skills, and you could hang them up in your classroom later on. as well. So that concludes my theory to practice presentation. Thank you very much.